Hello again. So, yesterday you learned how to use the Desmos calculator, which I have on the right side of my screen, to enter information from a data table to make a scatter plot and to get to the line of best fit. So, today you're going to be practicing that on Delta Math. So, I'm in Delta Math on the left side of my screen, and I'm going to show you how to use this information along with your Desmos calculator to get the correct answer to type into the answer box. You'll see on my screen where it says copy values for calculator. I tried that yesterday along with Mr. Phillips. He could get that to work and it copied the data for him. When I tried to copy the data, it doubled it. For example, I had two -15s, two -25s, two -60s. This is specifically meant for using the Delta calculator. We are not using the Delta calculator because the Desmos calculator is the one that you can use in Kentucky on Kentucky assessments such as the K-Prep. So why not know how to use it? So I will not be using these two, copy values or open statistics calculator. The statistics calculator that I'm going to use is the Desmos calculator that you can use on Kentucky K-Prep. So as a reminder, to get to the linear regression equation for this data, you're going to need to enter this table into a calculator. So you're going to come to your Desmos calculator and hit this plus sign, and you have the option of typing in an expression or a table. So I'm going to choose table so that I can enter my data. So it starts with a short table with one line, but I can put in all my information. So I'm going to just type from here 3, 5, 9, 10, 11. 3, 5. I'm using the down arrow to get there. Whoops, that's supposed to be 9, 10, 11. So I used the down arrow and I entered all my X's, and I'm just going to double check that that's correct. Then I'm going to come enter my Y's. So I have all of my Y values now. I need, according to the directions over here, I need to have the linear regression equation. So I don't have an equation yet. I just have the table entered. So in the next box underneath the table is where I'm going to ask it to give me that equation. And I know Mr. Phillips showed you how to do that, and there is a whole Google slide in our Unit 5 folder on Google Classroom on how to do that. But I'm going to do that real quick. So I'm going to type in Y1. I'll leave that down there. And then this little symbol, and then MX1, and then plus B. When I type in that, you'll see that it picks up two of the points that I had put in. You can't see all of my points from this table because the size of the graph, but you can always zoom out, and I can see another 2 points down here. And I can see that this red line is pretty much picking up the points that were put in by this table. Now I have some information, and I need to replace, just like we did in Unit 4, I need to replace M and B into the equation for Delta Math. So when I come over to Delta Math, I get ready to type in y equals mx plus b, so y equals over here in Delta. M, according to this, M is negative 5.80085, and these directions over here are telling me to use the nearest thousandth. The thousandths place is the third place, so I want to, instead of negative 5.80085, that's too many places to do the thousandths. I'm going to go to the thousandths place, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. And this is the one that I'm either going to keep or it's going to be changed by the next number. Since my next number 8 is larger than 5, then this is going to move up. So I'm going to type in negative 5.801. This 8 right here is making this go up to a 1, x. So this is mx plus b. My b is, so this was m, and the b, according to Desmos, is 1.68644. Again, I'm doing the nearest thousandth, which is this place. So I'm going to check this 4. The 4 will not make that go up to a 7. So I'm going to type in plus 1.686 and then submit my answer. And it counted it as correct. It will be very picky. If I round incorrectly, it will not count. So here's my correct answer that I entered, and it's actually showing the line that goes through those points. So I'm going to do one more. And you'll notice on this one, it says to round to the nearest tenth. So let me clear away this work I had from the last problem. And on this one, we're going to be rounding it off to the nearest tenth. So the first thing I need to do, again, is go over to Delta, and I can just X out the old ones that I had, click the plus sign to add a table. I like to enter my X values first, so that's 4, 5, 7, 8, 10. And I'm just going to use the down arrow to get a new box each time. So there's my X's. Now I'm going to enter my Y's, 14, 10, 6, 4, and 0. Because I zoomed out last time, you could see all my points are right here. Anytime you want to go back to a regular screen, you press the house. It spreads it back out. You can also click on the screen and pull it around. So I'm just going to pull mine around to show my points. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to ask Desmos to give me those important pieces of information. So this time I'm going to show you with the keypad how you can do that. So I'm going to type in Y. Then I don't see the symbol that I need. So I'm going to type ABC. And here is the symbol that I need. And then I need MX plus. So I'm going to go back, plus, pick my ABCs again, B. And it didn't do anything. Well, it's not going to do anything because my table has X1 and Y1, and I just have Y and X. So I'm going to come back over here by my Y, and I'm going to use this button that's on the calculator, and I'm going to type a little 1 down there. Then I'm going to come back to my X. I'm going to use that button again and type a little 1, and then it gives me my line and my information. I'm going to hide this keyboard so I can see the stuff that I need. This line looks right. It looks like it is picking up the points. So now I'm going to come over to Delta and I'm going to work on what they want. This time it says they want me to round to the nearest tenth. So I need to fill in Y equals MX plus B. So I need M and I need B. M that they gave me from Desmos is negative 2.24561. The nearest tenth, 2 is in the tenths place, and this 4 tells me that I do not need to change it. So for M, I'm going to use negative 2.2. I also need to replace B. B, according to Desmos, is 22.0702. 0 is in the tenths place. Remember, this question asked for tenths. This 7 that's right next to it does ask me to move up 1. So for B, I'm going to have 22.1. This 7 tells me to add 1 to that 0. So for Desmos, typing it in, y equals mx plus b, y equals, my m is negative 2.2, x plus my b is 22.1. As usual, submit the answer, and Delta is going to be very picky about your rounding. And since my rounding was correct to the 10th place, it accepted my answer. If you do not round correctly, it will not accept your answer. Even if all your Desmos stuff is correct, you still must round correctly.